Okay, I'll kick off the meeting today. We don't have a guest speaker as such, but we have Caroline here who is going to have a wee chat with everyone about planning and things that are going on in the sector at the moment and what we're doing to try and help. So we're going to do that after I do sort of the recap of what happened in May. And there was a lot went on in May, so we'll just kick off. If you want to ask any questions as we go, just feel free to jump in or ask at the end. Come back to that. So today we are a team of three. We were really excited to welcome you into the team this week. He started on Monday and he'll be working on the Go Rural channels, consumer marketing, and hopefully you'll start to see a difference very soon with having Ewan in place. I'm sure that we'll see a difference now that we're a team of three going forward. So you'll get to meet Ewan a little bit later. Just a quick reminder of where we sit in the whole scheme of the agritourism sector in Scotland. Scotland's very fortunate that it has a national agritourism strategy that is backed by the Scottish Government, and Caroline and Marie Goujon lead the National Strategy Implementation Board. They meet 3 times a year and talk about all the things that are pertinent to the sector, what's going on, etc. The government also support an agritourism monitor farm programme, which Caroline facilitates, and I'm sure a lot of you have been involved in that. And that provides business support for agritourism businesses, peer-to-peer mentoring, etc. As part of the national strategy, we're also involved in agritourism globally, as you know, and we've recently won the bid to host the World Agritourism Conference in 2026 in Scotland. And Scottish Agritourism is the sector body and membership organisation that I work for, and Go Rural is the consumer marketing brand that sits within that. So look back over May and what we did sort of consumer content wise. As you'll all know, it was the Scottish Agritourism Month. And as we did last year, we ran a social media challenge with our members, which is fantastic for us because our members really do just pick it up and run with it to varying degrees, and thank you so much to everybody that posted on their own social channels, whether you did it once or whether you did it every day, as some did. We really appreciate all the help and support. It's a great opportunity for members to really talk about their own businesses and farms and each other's businesses and farms and the sector as a whole under that one banner. That this is only the second year that we've held Scottish Agritourism Month, but it's been very successful, and thank you all again for taking part if you did. We collected some stats. I asked the people that posted every day, well, in fact, I asked everybody if they could hand in some of their stats. So you can see here the impact that it had on some people's accounts. I've anonymized it. But yeah, you can see here, people were up 63% on their non-followers seeing their social posts for the month. Their impressions were up 230%. So it's quite a big impact that it can have for people taking part. So again, we're really pleased that people did, and we're really pleased that people did see a difference from taking part. So I asked if you did post every day to let me know, and 9 people got back to me. We are here. Thorabella, Lintmill, Marshalls, Farm Shop, Cree Valley Shepherd's Hut, Salsgarth Home Farm, Boutique Farm, Bothies, Logie Newton, Bowbridge Alpacas, and Tiny Home Borders. So well done to you all. And yesterday, Ewan can be my witness here, I did a draw, a name in the hat draw online, because I thought that was the fairest way to do it, and I recorded it. So we put the people that posted every day into a draw to win 2 tickets to the conference in November and dinner tickets too. So if this will work, I can now reveal that the winner is, drum roll, that's the date stamp just to show you when it was done. Caroline looks so excited. Hey! And the winner is Salsgirth Home Farm. But thank you so much to everybody that posted every day and really supported and got behind the campaign. It was fantastic. I don't know if anyone from Salsgirth is on the call today, but I'll let them know afterwards. Oops. Oh, so throughout the month, in terms of consumer content that we did, we were out and about a lot. And consumer content wise, we produced two reels. One when we were in London, which was a little bit tongue in cheek. Everywhere we went, from outside Downing Street to Westminster on the tube, we whipped out the map and took a photo and created a reel of that, which was quite fun. And then later in the month, when we went on our international travels, we spent a lovely day in Austria and created a reel around that as well, which was quite popular too. And Caroline, on our weekend off, was up in the Black Isle and stayed with one of our members, and shopped with some members and actually recruited a new member as well. So well done, Caroline. And did a post around that too, which was nice. Just a wee monthly reminder to make sure that you've got your web listing up on goruralscotland.com. If you're not sure how to do that, I can talk you through it. And there's also videos on YouTube. I can send you the link to that that talks you through how to get your listing up and running on the website. It really is worthwhile making sure that everything's there and looks good and that it's all correct. And even if you've had one up for a while, to go back and check it and just make sure that everything's okay with it. And Kilmacombe farm tours have finally been knocked off the top spot of outbound links. So this shows you where people have come to our website in the last 30 days and where they've gone out of the website if they've gone to one of our members' links. So Wendy, you're still in the top 10. You're sitting at number 8 now, and Newton Farm Holidays took the top spot last month. You can see that it's kind of shifted in the last month, just from tours and lambing experiences over to accommodation and farm stays. Somebody going off in the chat will be Wendy. And coming up next week, as you'll all know, is the Royal Highland Show. We've got a few things going on Thursday. Trade member Iron and Pine very kindly offered to have a wee reception for our members. So if you're there on Thursday, please pop along to the Iron and Pine stand. That's the number there, T65 brackets L. Pop along and there will be cake and fizz, I am assured. So that's going on. And on Friday afternoon, we're in the Scottish Government marquee, which is Q304 brackets A. So we'll have a bit of a reception there, a couple of drinks and a bit of a celebration about the World Agritourism Conference come to Scotland, a bit of an update and celebration on the Monitor Farm progress so far and the national strategy progress too. We'll be joined by Mary Goujon and Jim Fairley there as well. So everyone's welcome, all members welcome to come along to that reception, which is 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock on Friday. And then Saturday, Sunday, we are being hosted on the Bell Ingram stand. They've very kindly said that we can come along and use the stand to welcome our members on. It'll be a bit of a chill out area, just catch up with your fellow members, family friendly space. We'll have tea and coffee, home baking. I had a chat with the Bell Ingram people this morning. They said there might be leftover drink as well. So I said, well, we'll take that. I said, yeah, they actually say that we're not allowed to sell on their stand, but we do have merchandise pre-orders live now, so you could collect if you would like to buy anything beforehand. And we'll also have merchandise that you can look at and buy at a time convenient to yourselves. Highland Show, we're still looking for some volunteers to help cover the stand. we're looking for about 4 to 6 people for help out at any one time, and that might be to help keep tidy and keep on top of teas and coffee and stuff, chat to any businesses that are there and members of the public about Scottish agritourism and Go Rural, and help out with the competition. We're still looking for more prizes if anyone would like to donate. We've had a really great selection so far. If you have offered a prize, I'm going to get back to everybody probably realistically tomorrow just to confirm your prizes, and then Ewan and I will look at putting the competition live next week. We'll launch that online on Wednesday and be taking entries in person at the show Saturday and Sunday as well. And in case you missed it, we're really delighted to have our new Go Rural merchandise for sale. A lot of people have asked us about this for a long time, so we've now got hoodies and t-shirts. We're starting softly with that. The hoodies are really nice. They've got the cow on the back and a little Go Rural branding on the front left breast area. And the t-shirts, big Go Rural cow on the front and the Go Rural website branding on the back. Prices are there. We've got sizes in the adult small up to 2XL in stock, but we can possibly order sizes out with them if you're looking for that. And we've also got children's as well. We've got children's in the pale blue and the pink and various of the other colour. We've got all sizes in pale blue and pink is what I'm trying to say, and we've got various in the other colours, just depending what stock we could get. So if you want to ask specifically what we have, just get in touch with me or Ewan after this, and I'll be able to let you know. Otherwise, you can just go on the website and order at goruralscotland.com/merch. And it can be collected at the show. So moving over to what we've done sort of B2B wise in May, there was a lot going on. I'll just quickly mention we're still looking for trade sponsors for the conference and other events throughout the year. So if you know anybody that might be interested, if you have a supplier that you think would be really suited to supporting Scottish agritourism, please put them in touch. We can send you the trade member packages to share with them if you think that would be useful. And I left this slide in from last month just as a reminder that we will be recruiting for new destination leaders soon in these areas: Lanarkshire, Aberdeenshire, Highlands, Ayrshire and Arran, Angus and Perthshire. So if anybody does have an interest in becoming a destination leader in one of these areas or finding out more about it, then please just give us a shout and we'll be happy to have a chat with you about that. So May, Caroline and I were down in London. We were attending the Women in Agriculture Awards at Westminster. Unfortunately, came away empty-handed, but while we were there, we made use of the time and we met up with Dave Duggan, MP, and chatted to him a bit about the agritourism sector and things that are going on just now and how possibly he could help, or people in his position could help us. And of course, we whipped out the Go Rural map and let Dave have a look at it and pose for a picture. So that was great. Nice day. It was a beautiful day, beautiful weekend. And we also, of course, went to Italy, to Bolzano, to the World Agritourism Conference, and we met so many people from all over the world, different countries, all at different stages in their own agritourism journeys. And it was really, really useful, I think, for me to meet all these people and hear the different stories and find out more about what's going on in other countries. It was very interesting, and I think, looking forward to our own World Agritourism Conference in 2026. I think it's going to be just fantastic. And so many of these people that we spoke to and met, they can't wait to come to Scotland. They were all really excited about it. And a couple have even said they might come to our conference in November, which is great. Here's some more pictures of us at the conference. There was a lot of work involved. It wasn't just posing for pics. But we certainly got the branding, and we were the only people there that had their country's branding on. I think that didn't go unnoticed either. Also, during Agritourism Month, some of our members held their own events. There was some MSPs and MPs came to farms, and Kat in Fife and Lynn in the Borders held their own events on farm and had sort of local members and other businesses around to have a bit of a chat. And Lindsay on North Uist welcomed both the Crofton Commission and the Crofton Association. Is that correct, Lindsay?
Scottish Crofton Federation.
Federation, sorry, to Long Island retreats, and was able to engage with them a bit about agritourism and what Lindsay and DJ are doing there too. And towards the end of the month, we held a really great business breakfast for trade members and some of our members who came along at Lochleven's Larder on the 28th in the morning. It was a really great event. We always find with Scottish agritourism events, nobody ever wants to leave. So people were still there an hour later chatting and drinking coffee and whatever. And it was a really great morning. And it was nice to see such engagement from trade and professional businesses who are really interested and supportive of what we're doing. And that event was kindly sponsored by Burness Paul. And then just a couple of days later, at the end of the month, there was a meeting of the Strategy Implementation Board at Cairns Farm Estate, just outside Edinburgh. And usually we have that meeting at St Andrew's House in the city centre of Edinburgh. And it was nice to have a meeting on farm, and I don't think there were any apologies. There was one chap couldn't make it from Highlands and Islands, but he joined us online. So it was a full quota of people, great chats and discussions. And there was 3 Scottish agritourism members that came along. Well, Graham from Cairns Farm was there because he lives there anyway, but Angus and from the Heron Farm Shop and John from Craigie's Farm Shop outside Edinburgh came along and sort of gave a verbal case study, if you like, of what the situation is for their businesses and the challenges that they're facing at the moment. So it was quite impactful for the implementation board to hear that firsthand. And Graham was also able to talk about his business too. I don't know if Caroline's on the call at the moment, if she's getting her laptop updated, but this was as there was 12 case studies submitted before the meeting from other businesses too, outlining what the challenges are in the sector for larger agritourism businesses that are employing a lot of people, and basically outlining the support and help that's needed for them to progress. The early bird conference tickets are now live for members. If you're not aware of that, I can send you the link if you chase me up afterwards. And we've got a lot of the speakers in place. I've got a bar over the top there, but I think it's Beata from Forest Farm Dairy, Anna and Richard from Lindores, and a further speaker are speaking about employing staff and building great teams. There's a session on innovation with Gillian from Lunan Bay Farm, Tom from Monaco Moor, and Katrina from the Allington Inn. We've got 2 international speakers again this year. A lady from New Zealand, who's kind of like the Kiwi Caroline, if you like. And we've got Pandurang from Agritourism India, who's a real character, and he's doing really great things in India. So it'll be really interesting to have both of them along. We've got our insight session with Visit Scotland, Scotland Food and Drink. There will obviously be a little bit of a focus on the strategy and the upcoming Agritourism World Conference. And there's the dinner and an update from us and the AGM on day 2. So if you get in now, you can get your tickets at the early bird rate, and also get first dibs at accommodation in Perth, because I know that's kind of tricky later towards the conference time. The tickets are 198 early bird for the conference, plus the dinner, and 114 for the conference only. That's including VAT. And coming up also, if you do attend Monitor Farm meetings, or you would like to attend Monitor Farm meetings, the next two are not next week, but the next. There's one on Wednesday, 26th in Fife at Balgov Larder, and then on to Ardross Farm. That'll be a great event, I'm sure. And also up in the Black Isle on Thursday, the 27th, visiting both the Black Isle Brewery and Black Isle Berries. But Caroline can talk more about the Monitor Farm programme when she's back, if she wishes. I think that's it for the updates. If anybody would like to ask any questions, happy to try and answer them, or say anything, or share.
Just to let you know I'm here, Laura.
Oh, hi. Great. Is there anything else you wanted to say about anything I've just said?
Well, see if there's any questions from people, and then I can cover the bits I'm going to cover.
Okay.
I think
Questions. I don't know what's
we're both coming up as Caroline Miller just now.
All right.
That's all right.
Looks like Wendy's okay about getting knocked off the top spot.
Sarah's asking, will the under 35s programme be run again? So absolutely, Sarah. So last year the under 35s programme was supported by Scottish Rural Network. Scottish Rural Network are part of the Scottish Government to obviously help thrive rural areas. So we have just put a request for support into the Scottish Rural Network. So last year they funded 20 under 35s, and we ended up delivering to 27 under 35s, and they were really happy with everything that was delivered last year, and the impact, and we put forward various case studies as well of under 35s who've gone on to become involved in the Monitor Farm programme and have had issues resolved that were brought up by the relationships that they made when they were at the Parliament, etc. And anyway, we've asked for funding for 30 under 35s in this year, but we don't know if we're going to have that yet. But I'm pretty certain they're really keen to support this. So yeah, to answer your question, we're very hopeful they will, and we'll know soon. I don't see any more questions just now. No. Well, I maybe give an update just now, just on what we're going to focus on in terms of both the national strategy and lobbying. And then if anybody else has got any questions, please put them in the chat. So thanks very much to Laura for the update. And also thanks to everybody, as Laura said, for your engagement with Scottish Agritourism Month. But I just wanted to record specifically thanks to Laura, because it was a lot of work to put together everything for Scottish Agritourism Month, and Laura works extremely hard and has literally been doing more than one job. So thanks to Laura. And I've also got Ewan with me. So I'll introduce you to Ewan in a little minute. Do you want to come and say hello, Ewan? This is Ewan. He does exist. And we're so delighted that Ewan's come to join us. So Ewan reports into Laura, and Ewan is working at the moment 3 days a week for Scottish Agritourism, and that will increase to 5 days a week full-time for Scottish Agritourism after 1 year. At the moment, Scottish Agritourism's budget allows for 3 days a week of viewing. But Ewan, you will see quite a lot of Ewan, because Ewan is going to, for the next year, do 2 days a week in my consultancy, supporting people on the Monitor Farm programme, and some other things as well. And I also have someone else about to start on the 22nd of July, who we can't announce quite yet, who's going to work full-time on the Monitor Farm programme as well for me. So great to have some more resource. Ewan has come from
visit Murray Speyside, and no, it's great to see some familiar names here as well. So really looking forward to working with you all going forward in the next year or so.
So yeah, we've been saying for weeks, when Ewan starts, when Ewan starts, when Ewan starts. So now Ewan has started, and we were just delighted he turned up again on Tuesday morning when he'd done a full day with us on Monday. Yesterday we have a staff fitness hour on a Wednesday afternoon at 4 o'clock, and made him join in with that, and he's still here this morning. So yeah, I'm sure you're going to enjoy getting to know Ewan, and it's great to have him here in the office. So I'm sure you'll meet him. You'll see him at the Highland Show. You're going to be there?
Yes, I'll be Saturday and Sunday at the Highland Show. Yeah, so I'm sure I'll meet some of you in person there.
Yeah. So thanks, Ewan.
Thank you. Cheers.
So yeah, just back to some serious things in terms of, so I think a lot of the time, we're a really upbeat sector. There's a lot of opportunity for all of us. There's a lot of consumer demand for all of us and our businesses, and we're just naturally a great network who are generally positive, even in challenging times. And I think that's what helps drive success and drives us to be, to want people to be involved with our networks. We are so positive, but it's fair to say that it's pretty challenging for a lot of us as well from time to time. So I think that, well, A, we're there to support each other when things are difficult on a one-to-one or in a group situation. But B, we also want to highlight to government, both the Scottish Government, national UK government and local councillors, that, things can be extremely challenging. And some of those things that can be challenging are challenging because their policies have made it more challenging. So I think we're going to see over the coming weeks, not turning into kind of, doom and gloom, but we are going to highlight more case studies of our members who are facing particular challenges with red tape, planning issues in particular, and things like trying to get brown signs and things, because I think in general we come over as, there's a lot of positive things going on, but we need to highlight some particular issues. So there's two ways we're going to do this. So one is that we link into the National Strategy Board. So all the people that are around the table that Laura highlighted, including Scottish Government, civil servants, Cabinet Secretary Mary Goujon. So there will be more of a focus through that board on anyone that's got a particular, having an issue with planning, getting planning permission, change of use, or brown signs. So it won't, any other issues as well that are impacting your business too, please get in touch with myself. But in particular, we are going to be focusing on trying to take individuals' issues through the national board, and then there is above the local authorities, there sits the government's planning department. So their responsibility, the chief planner came and spoke at our conference last year, but their responsibility in terms of the civil servants, they sit over the kind of local authorities throughout the country. So while we can't promise that individual issues will all get sorted out, the more examples that we can raise of things, challenges that people are having, the more we can push for change. And so some of the change that we want to see is basically in the context of an economic environment where we no longer have SRDP grants. We used to have Scottish rural development grants, which have in the past supported a lot of businesses to get up and running. We've also had some leader support for our sector. And prior to SRDP, like prior to 2010, there was other small grants that were available. And so now there are still some grants via, like, for example, regional grants through SOSI or Highlands and Islands Enterprise, a small number of kind of small local authority grants, but basically there's not much money floating about for grant and capital support. There's not a programme to support farm diversification just now, and there's very unlikely to be. So what we're saying to government through the National Strategy Board is, okay, in an environment where you're not going to do a capital grant programme just now because there's no money in the bank, we need you to make it easier for us to do business. We need you to make it easier for us to get up and running, to put our toe in the water with agritourism as well. So we have used a case study from Australia, from New South Wales, where there's a lady there who was at the World Agritourism Conference, who has campaigned for about 10 years to try and get planning restrictions eased for agritourism. But there's also other examples in other countries where they have permitted development rights for agritourism and farm retail. So we've been speaking to the government about this for a long while, but on the back of the World Agritourism Conference that we just attended in Italy, we've now been asked to submit a list of things in terms of agritourism and farm retail. So we've been asked to submit this list in, which has things that specifically we think they could give us permitted development rights in terms of agritourism. So I'll give you an example. So say you wanted to dip your toe in the water with farm retail. So an honesty horse box at your road end, for example, would no longer need planning permission. You'd just be able to stick it at the road end and start selling food. If you had a small farm shop under a certain square meterage, you could just set that up in your existing shed and start selling without a change of use, without planning permission needed on the car park or anything else. Maybe when you get up to a big full farm shop size of a particular size, you would need to go through planning or whatever. But until a certain scale, you wouldn't need to go through planning permission or change of use. That's just one example. Other things could be farm tours. It seems ridiculous at the moment. Some local authorities are making people apply for planning permission for car parks for farm tours, or if it was something like a farm tour with food from the farm at the end of it, we're suggesting things like that you wouldn't need to have planning permission. It would help new businesses get going. It would help people in existing businesses to try different things. So we're thinking this should be aligned to the national strategy, which is around food and drink from farms and fibre through wool. So what I'm asking you is, can you have a think, please, about what types of, think about your own business, what types of things, obviously, everybody would like no planning permission for everything, but what types of things, at what scale do you think we should ask that there should be no planning permission or change of use required? We'll be coming out to you with a very short survey to ask about this. The other thing that we want to help concentrate on is brown signs. So brown signs historically, you've had to have quality assurance from Visit Scotland to then be able to apply to have a brown sign. You've had to pay a lot of money for a brown sign. As Visit Scotland are now getting rid of quality assurance, many members have been in touch asking about how this leaves them with brown signs. Some people have been working towards their quality assurance with a view to applying for a brown sign. I was at Broadslap Farm yesterday at Dunning on the way home, and they have been working towards getting a brown sign. So the question was, what's happening now with this change in quality assurance from Visit Scotland? So some people, brown signs are meant to be about traffic safety and people's safety and getting to and from places where there's high levels of traffic or high footfall within a particular business. So again, if we had some help for brown signs for particular businesses that need a brown sign, that could make a big difference to them. But we also don't just want help getting the brown sign through planning or whatever. We want it not to be costing an absolute arm and a leg to have a brown sign. So again, Ewan doesn't know this yet, but he's going to help put together a wee short survey on your ideas for ease of planning, and just a survey to find out from our members who has a brown sign, how much did it cost, how much hassle was it to get, and then for people that don't have one, to find out who doesn't and who does, really. So that's going to be a big focus of ours this year. We're going to try and focus on getting some ease of planning for agritourism in Scotland, because the other areas of the world who have very, very developed agritourism sectors, a lot of them have had special help to get to that stage, either ease of planning, VAT at 5%, huge amounts of tax breaks of £60,000 tax-free in your business, etc. So we don't have any of that at the moment. We've got all the kind of, great strategy and the leadership and the network and the drive and everything, but we don't have any policies that specifically support agritourism. So just rest assured, we're working really hard to do this for the sector, because we think it's really important. And that would be, that's going to be our big focus. So just another couple of things. As I say, we are through the National Strategy Board starting now to plan the World Agritourism Conference. We have a fully costed budget for that we had to put in with the bid. So in there's resource for organising the conference for the next 2 years, and we will soon be going out to tender and putting in place that resource. But we want as many businesses as possible to benefit from the World Agritourism Conference. So our members are the people that will be hosting tours that are going to be profiled internationally to all these people. You guys who are our members, who are the ones who've committed to supporting Scottish agritourism in the sector, it's your businesses that we'll be putting forward for people to come and to visit and to really showcase. And so hopefully it'll encourage new people to become members as well and get involved with Scottish agritourism. But it's a huge opportunity, and one of the things that we're looking at is how we need to capture the impact of this conference coming to Scotland and think about how we measure that right at the start. Just another thing that's happening in 2025, there'll be a big economic impact study on agritourism. So this will be Visit Scotland, possibly in partnership with an external partner to deliver that. So we are just talking to them just now about the kind of things they're going to ask, so that people, when we have time now, we want to have a conversation with businesses now about it'd be great if they tracked over the next 12 months. For example, if people knew just now they had to track visitor numbers every month or occupancy levels or whatever it was, it's better that we tell people now so they can do that and they're aware of what they're going to be asked, rather than in 12 months' time we ask them for visitor numbers and folk have to kind of start thinking about that. So anyway, so there's a lot going on, but we also, there's a few of our members are having particularly hellish times with planning, etc. And we're going to be doing some press one at a time over the next few weeks with people who are just have an absolute nightmare, and really, with their permission, profiling them in the press and the kind of crazy stuff that's going on in some individual cases. A, to try and help them, but B, to try and help other people as well by raising that. So happy to take any questions that people have, and thanks for listening. Just got some comments here about, Sarah just saying, we do need flexibility to grow slowly, want to be able to serve tea and coffee without having to change of use to a cafe. So that's a good point, Sarah. And VAT reduction in VAT would be great. Anyone else got any questions? Louise?
Sorry, for some reason I can't type in the chat. I don't know what I've clicked on my computer. So I'm just to say I'm got an email as you've been talking. I've just been writing an email that I'll send to you and Laura, just with some stuff if you're looking for. I'm happy to be a case study with all the problems and not problems, but all the red tape and things we've come across in the last 2 years of trying to get set up. Not that like it's going to be too late for us, but if it can make it easier for others to move forward, I'm more than happy.
Yeah,
to help.
that would be great, Louise. That would be really helpful. Just like those case studies are really important. So thank you.
You're welcome.
Anyone else? No, I can't see any more hands up. I hope that we'd love to see you at the Highland Show next week. The Scottish Government are also taking, I need to go and get them from Balfour, but 2 of our cows, not the real ones, the Go Rural cows will be in the Scottish Government marquee for the duration of Thursday and Friday before they move to Bellingham. If anybody wants to move cows at some ungodly hour on Saturday morning around the Highland Show, then we'll be happy to see you. But yeah, so they'll be also distributing the map on the government stand as well. So it's not many organisations that would get a spot on the Scottish Government stand. So that's great. And then Friday, as Laura said, 2 o'clock to 3 o'clock, hope to see as many of you as possible for a reception. It's going to be great to have both Mary Goujon, but also Jim Fairley as Agricultural Minister, both going to be there speaking to our sector. So if you're at the show on the Friday, please come along. If MD's involved in the Monitor Farm programme, I'll be getting in touch with you. You might be put onto the stage. Don't let that put you off. Just to give an update from your perspective. So, okay. Has anyone got any questions or? Nope. There's 2 Caroline Millers scaling off Laura. Okay, I don't think there's anyone else got any questions, so it's really nice to see you all. Hopefully we'll see you at the show. Laura, do you have anything to add?
No, I was just going to say I'm actually prepared this time with the date of the next member meeting, which is the 18th of July, and it's an evening meeting at 7 p.m.
Okay.
Next week I'm going to try, well, Ewan doesn't know it yet, but we're going to get all the future meetings up on the website with the links, etc. So you can all book in for them more well in advance. And I think Caroline, if we're finished, the destination leaders want to stay on.
Okay. Just very briefly as well, like the week after the Highland Show, fantastic couple of monitor farm meetings going behind the scenes at Balgove Larder and Fife, our Dross farm. We've also got Kearney Fruit Farm speaking. We've got lawyers from Shepherd and Wedderburn. And then the next day, we've got a brilliant meeting at the Black Hill Brewery, which is just off the A9 after you come off over the Keswick Bridge. Fantastic business. They're obviously making beer on the farm there. They've got a farming business, and they have a big bar in Inverness. Unfortunately, we're not in the bar in Inverness, but we're on the farm, and fantastic business. They've got a market garden farming business as well. So, and then we go to Black Hill Berries, just up the road, to Torquil and Lynn, who, if you haven't been to Black Hill Berries, they do great sort of lovely fresh food that they make on site, and obviously have their berry farm too. So it'd be great to see you at one of those monitor farm events if you can make it. Okay, so I think that's us. If the destination leaders want to hang on for a wee while,